Hi, my name is Jackie Lee Price and welcome to Shadowboxing. So hi and welcome to John, the Gentleman Hedges. How you doing?
Yeah, well, thank you, Jackie. Yeah, happy to be here.
Looking all relaxed? Hard workout today?
Started training at about 10:30, not too early. Do a 4 mile running, bit of skipping, bit of pad work. Yeah, done a lot, bit of circuit. Yeah, just enjoying it.
In your own gym as well. I mean, how lucky are you?
Very. Yeah, I must admit, I undo my door, straight into my garage. I've got everything there, and it's lovely. And I've got a speedball, got obviously my dad, the coach, and I've got everything going for me. So it's cracking.
What's nice about that, though, John, as well, is, it could be quite difficult to get motivated to keep training. And yet, like you say, you open the latch, there you are, and your dad's a coach.
There's no excuse now. And, so I'm unbelievably grateful for that. Because like we've said before, there's people living in flats and living in places where they haven't got no garden, haven't got no space, and they've only literally got a path to run on, and some in rough areas where they can't even do that. And to have a gym right outside of me, what we've made ourselves is unreal.
So fantastic amateur career to date, 44 fights, 40 wins. You're on that journey of England and GB, really been hailed as one of the next best things. And then we hear the story that you've signed a promotional deal with SJam Promotions. So I'm guessing that you're turning over. What prompted that decision, and why are we losing you from the amateur game?
The main reason was I was loving my amateur boxing. There was nothing going wrong in camp or anything like that. I was loving my boxing club, loving me boxing for the country. Everything was going great. Only thing what really made me make this decision was from my last championships. Obviously won the youths, but on a bit of a winning streak. Boxed for England in October, won gold in Germany. Had a lot of good things coming from this year and last year. And as soon as I won that belt, a couple of videos were published and got released of me boxing. A few people started hearing my name a bit more. Obviously, my record was good. I was winning these national titles. Got 4, won a lot of international titles, and it was just my name was starting to build. And then Sam got in contact. Sam Jones from SJam. He sent me a message and he said, "When you're ready to talk," that's all he put was like 3 words or whatever it was. "When you're ready, we're ready." Out of the blue, I thought, hold tight, like this fella's the real deal. Obviously, I see him on the telly. Got Joe Joyce, got Lerone now. He's got some great fighters, Florian Marco, and it's a great stable. So I literally got straight in contact with Sam. I said, I would like to do the European Games because I've just been selected. So I'd like to do the Europeans, obviously be my dream to win gold out there. I was going to train hard, hopefully get a gold medal, and then move on to the Worlds later that year, secure a world position, or even win it. I'd love to, but you know what I mean? It's very hard over there. Got some great countries, but like get my world ranking. And I said then I'd be more than happy to turn over. And then obviously coronavirus has come in, and there was no telling. So Mick Driscoll, head of England, said to me, "John, the Europeans getting pushed back." So I said, "Mick, when do you reckon till?" We'd done a few prep camps. I was looking good in the prep camps, and everything was going well, ready for the Europeans. Weight was right, and he just said, "John, they're getting pushed back." He said, "I know you're not struggling with your weight, but he said, I know you're not one to walk a belt on 75 kilograms." He said, "So just make the decision that you're going to get pushed back." He gave me a bit of heads up before anyone else. So if you want to go up to 81, you let your body develop and you can make that move. So from that, it was basically saying this Europeans is not happening. The football was getting pushed back. All these big pro fights getting pushed back. I knew nothing was going to happen this year. And I literally went back, spoke to my dad. I said, "Dad, what do you reckon?" I said, "I've had Sam Jones approach me. And he's the man." And my dad knew who he was. And he said, "Yeah, let's sort it." Texted Sam back. I said, let's arrange an interview and a meeting. And I did. Me and my dad went straight down to London. Got a meeting with him and Adam Morrell, class lawyer, brilliant at what he does, great with finances, and yeah, he's a great man. Sat down with him. Florian was there as well. Had a chat. He didn't want us to sign no paperwork. He said, "I want you to just listen from us today." He said, take back what you want to take back from us. If you don't like us, there's no pressure in signing. And from that, Jackie, it was literally my mind was made up. They treat us with respect. But you can see that they was buzzing to have me, and yeah, I couldn't wait to get started.
So first question, the text that came to you, what's his name again? Sam?
Sam Jones, yeah.
Yeah, Sam. So the text that comes from Sam, did it have one of those emojis with star eyes and pound signs in it?
I've got the eyes.
I'm joking, Sam. I'm joking. So there's a line of thought that, you're only 18 years of age. Why turn over so soon? Because you've got a lot more, growing and filling out to do to get what people would call man strength.
Yeah, of course.
And versus sort of staying and, getting, like you say, those world titles under your belt as an amateur and then moving forward. What would you say to people that said maybe too soon?
People are saying that, listen, I can understand where you're coming from, because looking at me a year ago, it would have been too soon and I would have been saying the same thing. But in the last year, I've matured and I've developed. I'm not a man yet. I can understand that. I'm 18 years of age. I'm a young man. But I think when your time's right, and things happen for a reason at the end of the day. And I think getting that message come through as soon as I've just been told the Europeans are getting pushed back, it was a sign. And listen, the amateur game's only an apprenticeship for the pros, and I strongly believe that. I've got a good amateur record, but even if I had a terrible amateur record, it wouldn't stop me from turning pro, because that is my dream at the end of the day. And you can be a great amateur and a terrible pro, or you can go on and do both. So the main reason was I knew I was going to have a bit of time with the coronavirus and everything was going on. So I said to myself, I've got to mature. I know that. That's one place I was lacking. I said to Sam looked at me. We had done a big media shoot out up my gym. Done a big media work, got like some few videos and stills and all that. And he said, listen, you're in great shape. Just mature up. So that's what I'm taking this time to do. Doing my circuits, getting everything in place. And yeah, it's going to be a different John, what you're going to see by the time we debut and what I've been showing in the amateur game.
And in terms of weight, what weight will you be campaigning at?
I've said so far I'm going to start super middle. Obviously, I'm going by the second, but I'm a very big super middleweight. I'm obviously 6'5". 76.2 is a super middleweight weight. I know I made that. I made 75 as an amateur. I'm massive at it, and I think as a debutant, I'd love to make it a super middle, just to show people how big I am at this weight. And even though you're saying, some people are going to say I'm not mature and I'm not a man, the time I'm looking at this man who's going to be 5'10", 5'11", you're going to see the difference.
Massively.
I'll be looking like the man then.
And in terms of being a super middleweight, do you find that easy? Would you find that easy to make that weight? Is it nothing, or is it going to be a little bit of a struggle, or a bit of work with a nutritionalist?
Definitely going to have to work with the nutritionist. Not just that, I can make super middleweight on my own without the help, but I think now I'm a professional, you've got to do things properly. And the days of going into a sauna the day before and going in a steam room and putting bean bags on 3 weeks before, and just obviously sucking on lemon juice to make weight and things like that, it's not good for your body in the long run. And I'd be lying if I said I haven't been doing it, because I had been, and everyone knew I had to make that weight without a nutritionist. Doing it on my own, that's the only thing I knew how to do. But as a professional, I'm going as a full-time boxer, full-time athlete. I'm going to make sure everything's done right. I'm going to be training more 3 times a day, and I think my weight's going to be brought down with the training naturally. So then, as long as my food's right, I shouldn't have to cut as much as I think I'm going to.
Sounds sensible. And also, like you say, it's a business, so therefore you are going to have, especially with your promotional team, you're going to have a team on board that are going to be looking after every aspect of your career.
Exactly. You've got help now, and in the amateurs it's very independent. I know the pro game is as well, because obviously it's a selfish sport, but the amateurs is a completely different story to professional. Now it's my job. I'm earning a living from the sport I love. So it's not a task to go and pay a bit for a nutritionist. That's not a task, because that's only going to help you earn more money and earn your living even better. And that's my way of looking at it.
I mean, it's an investment, really.
It's an investment, exactly. That's the word. That's the word I was going for. Yeah, an investment.
And in terms of your trainer, you are opting to stay with Sabaleo, your amateur coach.
Mr. Sabatino.
Sabatino! I interviewed him the other day, and I've had to put it into 2 parts, literally.
Don't stop the Z. Got too much now.
It was really good, though, to hear the history He's put a lot into the sport, hasn't he?
He's a brilliant coach. He's a brilliant man. Yeah, he's been about, and I don't think there's one person in an amateur game who don't know him. And if they don't, they've not come out of their region, because he's been in national finals since before I was born. Before I think even my brother was, or whenever, like the 90s, he started bringing boys in the early 2000s. He had the crotties, he had the fouls. He's been bringing names into amateur boxing since the start. He needs the break because he's a great trainer. He's got the experience. He knows what he's talking about. And the thing what people don't realise with Sab, even though you said you had to split into two parts, he don't talk a lot. He's not very much on social media. He does his job. He comes away from the job. He does his job, comes away, and because of that, he hasn't got the recognition he deserves. Yeah, I'm not. You're gonna say I'm licking him or whatever. I'm being a bum lick here, but no such thing. It's literally he needs to get the praise, and I wouldn't want to go with no other coach at the moment. Even in the future, obviously things change and it might not work. But me and him have got a relationship outside of boxing, inside boxing, and we work well together. So it's good to have that. And I know if he's telling me something, I know it's right, and that's the trust you need in a coach.
Absolutely. I mean, you are right on a couple of points that you touched on. I knew who he was for the longest time, obviously because he boxed for Fitzroy Lodge. I boxed for Fitzroy Lodge. Obviously not at the same time. Yeah, he kind of keeps himself to himself, and so it was that's why I was saying it was really great to hear his stories, and for him to show a side of himself, the history that
other people haven't seen. Yeah,
absolutely. And what I love is the fact that I understand from him that sometimes a boxer may not be able to stay with him because there are certain types of politics where
there's a lot of things what people don't see. Yeah, exactly. If you go with certain promoters, they'll guide you away from certain trainers, and that's as cruel as the sport gets. But that's what happens.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head there. It's quite cruel because amateur coaches do put a lot of time into individuals and they don't get paid. And then there's the line of thought, which is that if you're an amateur coach, you don't know the pro game, you don't know how to coach, pro style, etc. But Sab is a really well-rounded coach. He knows his stuff, doesn't
he? He's in pro gyms as much as he's in his own amateur gym, because he's since I've been with Sab, he's put me to Peacock more times than I could ever say. He's took me everywhere. He's took me to Alec Wilkie's gyms. Because at the end of the day, even in the amateurs, when you get to a certain level, there's no sparring you can get in the country. No one wants that sparring. They're not getting paid. They're not going to travel to you. So then you have to go out and get the sparring yourself. And me and Sab and all the other boys in the gym, we go down Peacock twice every week if we need the rounds in. And because of that, I think that's the reason I'm the fighter I am today. Sparring people like Denzel Bentley and like just Andre Sterling. Always mixing it with great fighters. That's what's bringing me on. And I've said it from the start, Jackie, that iron sharpens iron. That was always been my saying. For the reason me going with Sam Jones and SJam and Adam Morrell, the reason for that is the stable's brilliant. They're all brilliant fighters. There's 9 fighters there, all got the potential to be world champion. I think that's unbelievable to have in a management.
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, let's talk about a few of those people. One of the people that I have seen coming up, Amy Timlin. What a cracking fighter that young lady is.
Brilliant fighter. I don't know her personally. I've literally only just started seeing her on Instagram and that. But like you just said there, she's 4-0. Very, very. It's gonna be one who's gonna be avoided. From what I've seen on them videos, she fights she's so aggressive. It's unbelievable. It's like a Mike Tyson in a girl form. She comes forward, keeps her stance nice and sharp, and yeah, she's real strong. So yeah, she'll go all the way.
Yeah, super strong.
I'm sure of it.
I like the slight shade from her name is the real baby-faced assassin.
Yeah, there's too many people taking it, isn't there?
The real, not the fake.
Might call some beef with Shannon Courtney going there, but we'll leave that for another day.
Yeah, we will. Fantastic young lady coming through, and then obviously you've got Joe Joyce on your team. I'm trying to think who else you've got on your team.
Uh,
Your man
it's,
Richards.
yeah, on the team we've got Florian Marco as well.
Yeah.
Louis Edmondson. I'm just trying to think now. Cody Davis. Top ranked fighter, VNLO, the big heavyweight, 6-0, 6 knockouts. It's a great stable to be with. Lisa Whiteside, another GB girl.
How can I forget Lisa Whiteside?
What a team.
Yeah, absolutely tremendous. They've really picked some quality talent. What does that mean to you?
They don't just take anyone.
What does that mean to you to be in the mix of all of that?
This is what I was saying, Jackie. I was over. Well, I know what my ability is, and I know what I'm capable of, but not everyone does. Obviously, I know that in my own brain. But Sam's only seen what he's seen from people like Tom Little telling him in person, oh, how good this kid is. My videos, what I'm posting, videos, what people are sharing. He's never, Sam or Adam have never seen me box in real life. So they've never seen none of me fight. So they're taking a gamble. And at the end of the day, they've got to see that potential. And there's only so much I can say, oh, I can do this, I can do that they can believe. And they've from them videos and from what they've heard and from my personality, they've took that. And that was the reason why they said they wanted me. And I think that's a great gamble. But for them to pick the fighters they have and them fighters to make what they have, it's saying that they've seen that in you as one of them fighters to go as far as they have. And that's a big deal. That's a big thing for myself. So yeah, I'm overwhelmed with getting the recognition I've been given, and I couldn't be no more happy.
They seem to pick really technically savvy, boxers, which is not easy, I think, to if you don't know the game as a coach or I'm guessing it's quite difficult. God, sorry.
Yeah, there's with SJam, with a lot of managements. I'm not saying I know a lot, but there are small stables, which is nice. You all get along. We're all in group chats together. You can't get that with many managements. And there's two sides of it. There's not just one main man. You've got Sam, who for publicity and getting yourself out there, there is no better man. He pushes you. He texts you daily. He wants a phone call with you. He looks after you, and you feel and. That's what you need. I think that's unbelievable for your manager to be that close. Even today, he texted me today. How are you keeping, John? Are you still training? Is all your family well? Well, that's just being a nice person straight away. That goes a long way, I believe. And then the other side of it, you've got Adam Morrell. He's worked with David A. He's worked with so many big names in boxing, outside of boxing as well, because he's a lawyer. He's had many big names outside of boxing, and they're just two of the nicest blokes, but the best at what they do.
What's brilliant, actually, I'm coming back to a point that you were saying that you get those calls and you get those texts every day. I have an agent, not a presenting agent, an acting agent. So I understand how important it is to have that connection with the person that's managing and looking after your career. Because if you don't have that, it kind of puts a bit of distance between you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And it feels like you're not finding out everything what's going on. You feel like, not that, it's like, it is a bit like that. You feel like you're missing out on something. But when there's that communication going on, that bond, then you feel like you're having the full attention of everything what's going on. And you, like you said, as you know, for your acting, well, I know what film you was in. What was the film you acted in? Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It was Wonder Woman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's mad, and you know from them things how nice it is to have contact with your managers, and that's brilliant.
And it also makes you feel important, and it makes you feel like you're not just a number.
And it's nice and that's what you want, isn't it? It's so much nicer.
Yeah, that's great that they're treating you like part of the family and really boosting your confidence. Because forgive me, but I don't mean this in a derogatory way at all, but you are so much more mature than your years. May I see your passport? I don't believe you're 18.
No, I appreciate that, and yeah, I don't know if I'd say mature. I just suppose my body, I'm 6'5". I've got a proper kid's body. I can't hide that one. I've still got my baby fat, and but no, the way I look at things, I do look at it a lot older. I've been brought up. I'm from a travelling background, and a lot of boys my age are like that who I've been brought up with. So it's nothing new to me. I know 15-year-olds going on like 25-year-olds. It's just you're brought up always working, always being around older people, and that's the way you are. And I just don't know. I just feel like I look at things a lot different to people my own age. That they say like you must be missing out on a lot, like partying and that. But in my head, I'm missing out on nothing. I don't feel hard done, but I'm not missing out on nothing. I'm living my best life by doing what I'm doing now, just training hard and staying fit and healthy.
To be fair, you're not missing out on a thing. You have got a good head on your shoulders, and that makes for, you know, somebody that's going to be great to mold into a star. You've got your head on your shoulders, you've got a work ethic, and your parents must be very, very proud of you.
No, thank you, Jackie. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
I got a bit emotional and choked then. So let's talk about, you are still working in some respects, aren't you? So you work for your family business, don't you?
Yeah.
What's going to happen in terms of, you know, you obviously it's better for you to be a full-time athlete. Sorry, Dad, but it is. Have you got any sponsors on board, or are you looking for sponsors now? This is the time to sell yourself.
Yeah, always looking for more sponsors, of course. You can't get enough help in this sport. I've got a couple of sponsors at the moment. I've got main one, I would say. Well, there's not a main one. Like I said, you don't get other sponsors because they all help in different ways. Just to name off the top of my head, I've got Lion Crest Developments. Big thank you to them. That's who I used to work for. I used to be an apprentice carpenter. So yeah, I was doing my chippy work, going to college and doing my apprenticeship, and they took me on and they gave me a sponsorship because they knew I'd have the time off of my training. So yeah, big shout out to them. Pro Stone, John Probert and Joe Probert. Big thank you to them. Always sorting me kit out. And the list goes on. Jack Louis Barbers, and yeah, it's just that any support you can get is unbelievable. And the main thing about sponsorship is it's hard-earned money, and I do understand that. Like me as a boxer, you go on all your kit, and the thing what I try to get across is everyone's looking for a big sponsorship. You want these big ones like Nike or whatever there is, Under Armour, but it's not them ones. It's the little ones that are all adding up, and they all count. If someone gave you £10 a week, and then you had 10 of them, that's £100 a week, isn't it? So that all adds up, and each one of them are playing their role and letting you train full time and letting you be the best of your potential. And yeah, I just think I'd like just to say on here, like there's never not enough money you can give. If you gave a £5, that's brilliant. That's helping me out because that's going to pay for me diesel, say 1 week, and that's going to sort me out getting to the gym. But yeah, it's brilliant. So yeah, obviously sponsorship is a big important thing for a boxer, especially up and coming.
A beautiful answer, and humility and gratitude for people that are helping you get where you are. So that is beautiful. In terms of, you might not be allowed to say, but in terms of like, who have you chosen to be your promoter?
I know I was going to get a question like this.
Between you and me.
No, like that. Well, listen, my promoter, Sam, my manager, they're taking care of it. So that's one good thing. I've got my manager sorted. So while I'm sitting here in quarantine doing my training, they're taking care of that side. They're doing all the business talks. It's hard. All I know is I'm on the phone to them daily. It's hard at the moment. We've got a lot of things going on. Everything's trying to get rushed through. Coronavirus has completely slowed everything down. And I know the promoters are not trying to chuck contracts out now because of what's going on. They're having all these fighters, and if they can't get them out on shows, there's no good having them. So I know there's a lot of stress going on with the promoter wise, but no, they are putting the work in. I'm not going to let too much slip, but I'll be happy if I get the one I obviously want. But there's a few out there. There's two main ones, as everyone knows, but yeah, it's whether I'll get it. It's what one I get. I'm going to get one of them though. That's one thing I promise. I'll be one of the big names.
A couple of days ago, the Boxing Board of Control sort of made out a list of criteria that they're trying to put into place to bring the fights back behind the scenes and behind closed doors. Have you had a chance to have a look at it, and what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I've seen it. I remember saying I haven't really took too much in detail because at the time I only see it on Instagram and I didn't look at it properly. But I've seen like the cornermen have got to wear PPE, wear their gloves, and no spitting in the corner. I think it's going to be hard, Jackie, to be honest. I think it's going to be very hard to do what the British Boxing Board have said, because at the end of the day, two fighters sweating, so that's letting off the germ or whatever. And when you're getting punched, there's always going to be a liquid or a moisture coming out your mouth. And when you're leaning on each other and there's all that going on, it's so hard. It's a contact sport. You're not going to stop contact. Like, you're not going to stop them type of things. You're not going to stop the build up of sweat. But you can do what you can to avoid it. And I think it's good that they're doing their coronavirus checks before you box, and just a week before and things like that, just to keep hold of it. But I don't know. And with the behind scenes kind of thing, I'd be more than happy to box. Always. I've never turned down a fight. Don't matter where it is. Don't care what people saying. Obviously, for your debut, you're not going to want to fight behind closed doors. But I don't believe in that, because if your first fight's behind closed doors, your second one might not be. So then your second one becomes your debut. All your fans are still going to go to that second one. And that will make the same atmosphere what your debut would have had. And you're going to be, I know I'll be 1-0. So, and the fans I've got is unbelievable, because they're all close. I keep a good fan base. I'm always texting them back. New people start following me. They get a follow back. There's always contact. I don't believe in, because that little kid was me. Do you know what I mean? I was the one who used to text these pro boxers, and just like, if I got a text back, I'd be telling the whole village and getting all gassed up about how this boxer who's only won one fight has texted me back. Do you know what I mean? So it's nice. It's nice to be nice.
It is. But between you and me, that's called stalking. No, it is nice to be nice. And there are loads of kids that are going to be looking up to you, especially in your gym, where, you know, they've seen you come in, they've seen you go through from a young age, and seen what you have achieved.
And they're putting themselves to do that now when they get older. And our gym's a cracking gym for that. We've got loads of young uns, and it's a proper little. I remember when I first joined Oddiston, Jackie, I was 15. No, of course I wasn't 15. I was 4. I think I was 13. Been there about 5 years. Yeah, I was 13. And Sab said to me, he said, "Do you want to come to Sweden?" I joined in November, and I was going to Sweden 2 weeks later. I said, "I've only just got here, Sab." I said, "I don't know no one." And I didn't end up going, only because of fitness reasons. But as soon as I got in that gym, he said, "No worries." He said, "You'll be best mates with all these by next week." And it was. And it's that type of gym where the babies train with the seniors. And even though there's different classes and you train at different times, the senior will then, Wes Washington, he don't box no more, but great fellow, really helped me in my career. As soon as I was training, big lump, come straight down, and he would skip with you. He would do his circuit with you, and he would stretch out with you. And you're 10, and he's a 30-year-old man or whatever, a 20-odd-year-old man. And they put that little bit of effort in, and the boys have always been like that. Jordan Reynolds the same. Jordan, when he was down, he was a Team GB boxer. I'm boxing for England. So I was surrounding myself with the best, and he would just another 10 minutes out of the gym. He said, "Go on, I'll stand and stretch with you." And that means that goes a long way. You remember them things.
Absolutely. And of course, you had one of the world's greatest boxers at the moment that came out of your gym, Billy Joe Saunders.
Yeah, we had Billy Joe didn't quite start with us, but Sab had him, I think, three years. But he was doing a lot of, obviously, international boxing at the time, but he was always ticking over in a gym, and he did have some fights for us. But no, Bill's a cracking fighter, and he's a nice fellow. I was talking to him today, actually. He was on live with Umar, and we were just talking. So yeah, me and Bill get on quite well, and it's some things he says he don't help himself, but that's him, and you're never gonna change that. That's Billy Joe, and he wouldn't be who he was if that weren't him. So he's been told about certain things, but that's him. So you can't make a person change, can you?
To be honest with you, that whole video debacle, most people involved in boxing, not just people that know him, were like, it was a joke, for goodness sake.
I know, but it's 2020 and the world's just changing, isn't it? It's just getting so sensitive with certain things. It's unbelievable. I shouldn't say things like this, but I do strongly believe that if it was someone else, they wouldn't have got. Oh, my phone's gone off. They wouldn't have got that much abuse.
So I'm going to tell you that I don't know if you've seen some of my videos. I asked quite a few people, and I deliberately didn't ask a traveller the question because I felt that people were going to say they're only saying that because they're a traveller, right? I asked quite a few people what they thought of that video because as boxing people, if you haven't ever been in the gym and heard the banter, you probably think, oh, that's a bit harsh. Everybody I asked, everybody, male and female, said it's a joke, right?
Yeah.
On top of that, Pierce O'Leary said exactly the same thing that you've just said, that if it wasn't the fact that Billy Joe was a traveller, perhaps the outcome in terms of being banned would have been different.
Yeah. And I'm not one of them to say, oh, it's all because he's a traveller, and I hate people who go, I don't know, and they use it as an excuse. Oh, I'm only getting treated like that because I'm a traveller, because it's not like that. Sometimes you say it is, but it's not. But in that case, I do honestly believe that if it was someone else, it'd been different. People who cheat boxing, who take drugs and performance enhancing drugs, that's a lot worse a crime than what he's just done there on that video. You're putting someone, that to me could come under attempted murder. You're juicing your arms up and making yourself unbelievably strong, and you're going to be punching someone. That's making these weapons, and it's making your fist weapons. And I think that should be an ultimate ban straight away. I don't think that should be, oh, go on, pay this fine, you'll be back. But then Billy Joe's obviously done a video. I do get that domestic abuse and things like that is a big problem. And if it had happened to you, you definitely wouldn't find that funny. But you've got to look at it from a bigger scale, and you've got to look at it from an overview of what people are going to think, and just take it with a pinch of salt. You shouldn't have. Do you know what I mean? Just if you don't like it, don't watch it.
I wanted to mention to you, it was a few weeks ago, the documentary about the travelling family. I mean, how has that sort of, off the back of that, how has that affected your life and what you're trying to do and achieve?
The documentary, I'd be silly if I said it was good for travellers, because it weren't. But it hasn't affected me massively. But in another sense, it has. And what Channel 4 done there, I know they was trying to get views, but they didn't do themselves or travellers no favours, because there's good and bad in everyone. There's bad travellers. What they put on that TV had singled out one man and a couple of other people. And man happened to have my last name, my surname, which obviously didn't do me no favours, because the people who are a bit shallow and don't look at the bigger picture think naturally, oh, that's my dad, that's my uncle, that's my brother. And I did have a few people message me. Obviously, my media's been going mad lately. And then as soon as that come out right at the same time, and it was just a bit, people was watching that going, oh, I've just seen John Hedges on Instagram, let's text him. And I'd multiple people text me, oh, your uncles are dirty. And I was thinking, my uncle? I said, you don't even know who I am. Like, what's this all about? And that was all from that Channel 4 documentary. And I think they was very, me personally, I'm not offended by it, but it is a racist remark, and it shouldn't be happening. And at the end of the day, there's good and bad in everyone. If that was done for another race, there would have been an upburst. And there has been a lot of travellers I know doing something about it, and they have reported it. But Channel 4 done nothing about it. They're not going to. They got their views out of it, and they got what they wanted. But I don't agree with it, Jackie. I don't agree with it at all.
So talking about Channel 4 doing, putting out this documentary to get its great viewing, allegedly, for the viewing public. Wouldn't it be better to show, some positive light, like from individuals from your community, like Fury, like Billy Joe Saunders, that have gone on to dominate boxing?
And exactly what you just said there. There's more good what they could have showed and got the views what they needed to than doing that silly documentary that what they did. Fury's documentary, when he put that on every Thursday night, that I don't know the views exactly, but that I know that would have beat that one, because everyone was talking about it. Not just travellers, people who don't even know nothing about boxing. This man has now made himself the role model and the person everyone wants to be. He's gone from a no one, he was fat, and he admits it, a big fat, and he wouldn't even call himself an athlete when he boxed Klitschko. He said, I'm not an athlete. He said, look at me. He said, well, I'm a natural talent, and I do as I preach. Whatever I say, I will do. And he did that. And with one thing with Tyson, yes, he went off the rails, but he opened up about it, and he didn't try lying, he didn't try bluffing. He said exactly what happened, and that's a proper man. And he said exactly, and he said, I will come back and I will do it. And who can knock him? That's an unbelievable story what he gave us, because there's no person who's made a comeback like him, I don't believe.
And what a role model as well. I mean, you know,
yeah, great man.
He is loved. Doesn't matter, you know, what race, what religion. He's really loved, and that, I guess, you take a lot away from that people like him are, you know, really, you know, trailblazers for your community.
Yeah, 100%. Tyson has led a big way, and he's inspired a lot of people from my community to just do things in their life, not all to become boxers, but all just to get themselves up. And if they have made mistakes, if they have gone off the rails, that they can bring it back. And I've seen too many people make comebacks from just watching Tyson. And yeah, good on him, and good on what he's done for the sport, and good on what he's done for our community.
Going back. So, John, the gentleman. You really are a gentleman. I've heard so many good things about you. It's been an absolute pleasure to have
thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, no trouble. You're very welcome anytime to come on Shadowboxer UK.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
But until then, you take good care of yourself, and we'll speak soon.
And yourself. Yeah, speak soon, Jackie. Thank you very much.
If you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber of Shadowboxer UK, we'd love to see you, so please go ahead and subscribe now.